What up, bruh? Oh shit, you muted, dog.
Back for take two, dog.
Back for
Had this
take
shit again.
two, y'all. Yeah. Apologies yesterday. We started, then hey man, after you left, I shut the show down. My shit started acting a fool, man. So I was just like, you know what?
Yeah, bro.
Good thing. And then I be scared sometimes. Shit gonna strike my house. My computer gonna go down or something, dog.
You know what I mean? And we live far enough to where it's not convenient to always kick it. But we
Yeah,
live close enough to where it either hits you first and heads to me, you know what I
yeah,
mean, or it hits me first and heads to you, and it's
yeah, dog.
within about a quick few mics, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Next thing you know, I need to feed in your
Yeah, my shit
crib.
when my shit went out last night, man, I was probably out for probably about an hour and a half, dog, before it came back on.
TW case they give Van Dyke.
Hey, man, he deserved one probably as much as
Hey,
Brunson at this
yeah,
point, bro.
yeah, man. Hey, mans was out there, man. Real quick NBA news. I gotta spit it out because it is NBA news. You know what I'm saying? The Chicago Bulls have finalized a deal that will make Thiago Splitter, dog, their new coach, man. You know what I'm saying? New head coach.
Now, I only probably know like two Bulls fans, like to heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And one of them is diehard. You know, like he's a Bulls and Seahawks fan. You know what I mean? And a Cubs fan. And he's diehard about his boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And his biggest gripe was firing the prior coach and getting a solid new coach.
Yeah.
And he was so hyped when they fired the new coach.
Yeah.
I can't wait till this motherfucker get off work and I can see him mad about hiring Thiago Splitter, dog.
So yeah, man, Chicago Bulls, y'all got yourselves a new head coach, man, Thiago Splitter. You know what I'm saying? Former played with the Spurs. Hey, who was he standing in for? For Chauncey Billups, right?
Yeah, because Chauncey got caught up with that bullshit out in
Yeah,
Detroit.
yeah. All right, yeah. So that's his news. All right, so hey, I don't even think we even got started on it because we were talking about Alden Smith last night when the
Yeah,
power
we gave our condolences to the Alden Smith situation with which is
still
still
details,
it's been 12 hours later. We still don't know. Don't know much of anything. Yeah. What I heard was the detail. Cause remember I said he was with some 49er.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He was delivering pizzas, so I guess he was doing some type of community work.
Or
something, some type of charity, something. Because they said him and few other cats were out delivering pizzas. You know what I mean, doing their thing, and then a few hours later they found him unresponsive.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. So the details are slowly coming out. And like I said, man, this ain't like a let's be the first to that ain't even like that. Like we don't even get down like that. But it is concerning, bro. To a cat, like I just watched him about a week or two ago do an interview for the barbershop joint. And he was spitting some knowledge.
Yeah, he's good spirit.
You know what I'm saying? So, to see that and then to hear this, within that small time frame, it all ponders the question, what happened?
Yeah. So I'm sure probably sooner rather than later there'll be some more news that'll come out about that.
And do we have any NFL news other than that?
I don't think so.
So I did have one thing because I know it was a topic of discussion. We even talked about it a little bit. However, for those that didn't see it, Henry Ruggs was denied parole.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
He was up for parole. And there was talks that if he made parole, there was already a few organizations, including the Raiders, that were willing to bring him in for tryouts and see how things were going to go. Unfortunately, he was denied parole. You know what I mean? He will serve his full time. He is up to reapply for parole. I think like after some time, but for the time being, man,
you just can't reapply for parole every year, dog.
I don't know the time frame. I don't really know like the structure. I think you have to like go through like steps and processes. You know what I mean? But I mean. It's a sticky situation, dog. You know what I mean? Because depending on what side of the grain you on, you have your opinion of it. You know what I mean? So I just hope it works out for the best. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can really say, dog.
Yeah, I feel you. I got you on that. So we'll yeah, because we had talked about that because that news came out. It's probably about a month ago when I first seen it. That I was like, oh shit, he up for parole that early? You know what I mean? Like, because it was fast, all considering what what took place and things of that nature. So, but yeah, man. I think we done touched all the bases, man. Let's get down to it. The New York Knicks win the NBA Finals. They get to hoist the trophy on Saturday night against San Antonio Spurs. They won the series 4-1. Just some initials. It's easy to look at this and be like the Spurs should have won the series because they led by double digits every game on several times a game. Like literally every game they were up a lot of points. Like sometimes
they actually set history for being the first. They set history for being the first team to have the lead 71% of the finals and not win it.
Yeah. Which look, man, look, and we're gonna talk about it. There's a lot of things that lend itself to an outcome like that when just like that statistic you just put out there, that's facts, bro. That is literal facts. They led throughout the 5 games of this series, they led 70% of the time and still lost. There's a lot of things. Every single fourth quarter of the series, the Spurs just went ice cold. I'm talking about I've seen teams go cold a couple games in a row, but 5 straight games of ice cold fourth quarter shooting, especially considering, what was it? Was it? No, it was game 4 where they had a record for NBA Finals 3-pointers in the first half. I mean, just buckets upon buckets. And I know we talked about after that game, maybe when you're talking about coaches' adjustments and things of that nature, maybe steer away from shooting so many damn 3-pointers, dog, because you're trying to sustain something.
Well, I'll definitely tell you, experience and fatigue played factors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aside for Harrison Barnes and De'Aaron Fox, who is De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
That's the only experience they had on the Spurs. Everybody else was young. And that showed, because you take, dude's been dominant, you know what I mean? But you take the game 4 and 5, Stephon Castle had like 10 points.
Yeah.
Both games. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed,
but the fatigue factor, bro. These cats, what it looked like was happening to me was quarters 1, 2, half of 3, they coming out their full speed.
Mm-hmm.
And because of their stretch of games and their series of game 7 prior to this and a game 6 prior to that, they didn't get a week off.
Nah.
Like the Knicks did. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And when we're talking about playing 2 weeks in one series, 2 weeks in another series from start to end, where your opponent is sitting around for a week, getting treatment, resting, doing all that. When it comes down to game 5, game 4 in this series, it shows. And it looks like they used a lot of energy in the first 2 quarters because they kind of knew they weren't going to make it 4 quarters. And the experience and the rest that the Knicks had to hey, we just have to. Look at game 4. We just have to fucking to survive the storm, bro. Yeah. Survive the storm. They gonna get tired, and then we'll fucking come back. And that's exactly what they did, pretty much with every series, except for y'all. You know what I mean? They had to actually fight y'all. Up until that one game where they completely blew you out.
Oh yeah,
that was the only game, right? But that was the only game of the series that they blew y'all out. Yeah, you know what I mean. But every other series,
they blew us out at the last 3 games.
Oh, the very last game. My bad.
Hey, I'll admit it, man. Dog. Hey, much respect to the cats for that shit. But yeah, go ahead.
Shit. So that was us too. But then you look at them at every other series, and they kind of we gonna maintain. And then we just gonna come out with a barrage. That's what they did. And and it was always a different player. This series, it just happened to be Jalen Brunson all series. But remember, it was Josh Hart. Then Cat had a game, and then Alvarado had a game. You know what I'm saying? OG had a game. And to be technical, bro. I know, like TW mentioned, he put up 45 in game 5. But to me, bro, the MVP should have been OG, dog.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too, OG at first. But I then I remembered one thing in particular. OG did have a weak game in the series. Game 2, he wasn't on point like he was the rest. Brunson, on the other hand, 30 a game, dog. You know, out of all 5 games. Yeah. So I mean, as much as I was looking at OG as MVP on some Iguodala. Shouts out to, because I was talking, dude. Actually, it's crazy as hell. This dude I work with, Rashid, he's from New York, and I met the cat when I came back to my old job a couple months ago, and he a straight Knicks dog. Like he told, when he had to work yesterday, and he was mad because you didn't want to. Yeah. He said he didn't get no sleep. His voice was hoarse. He said, I cried 2-3 times. Yeah, I said, I feel you, dog. Like, I feel you.
Yeah.
You know something? I feel you.
I feel you, dog. Trust me, dog.
Yeah. And he said he knew, you know what I'm saying? So, we were talking. And, he did remind me. I said, you know what? OG winning that would have been on some Iguodala shit. Because that's what everybody thought, Steph Curry win the MVP for them finals. But it was actually Iguodala because he pulled it out. Yeah. So, and I can agree with that, except for I think maybe voters might have looked at it as he did have a sort of a weaker game in the finals, even though he was still doing what he do. And Brunson dropped 45 to close it out, which is there's only one other player that's ever done that.
Right, you know what I mean, and you're all, and that's and when you up voting and you laying out the fucking facts and shit, that's all shit that is valid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and everybody has their argument. Everybody has, he did this and he did that. Because mine's is like, well, does Brunson put up 45 and 30 without OG?
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, it was the damn series was almost tied up going back to San Antonio. Yeah. OG was the one that tapped that thing, tapped it on it. You know what I'm saying? He tapped it in game 4.
I mean, it was a solid performance all around, man. I mean, that's how though. Mm-hmm. You have a squad. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you could sit there and have the debate, you know what I mean, of I think it should have been this cat or I think it should have been this cat. That means you got cats on your team that are straight fucking ballers, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's an ultimate nod, you know what I'm saying, towards your squad, bro.
Yeah, man. Once again, not going in any certain order. I think, once again, you was mentioning the experience. Game 5, when there was about 3 minutes left, when the Spurs would bring the ball back up court, no matter what the speed was, if they were trying to push the tempo or trying to it looked like it got to them a little bit. It looked like, to me, it got to him all the way up until Castle had that dunk. He had a rebound that he put it in off the rim. Which once again was like right there at the end of the game. So, but they looked like nobody wanted to take a shot. Look. I thought to this, and I know the Knicks wasn't saying this because you ain't about to play with the situation is good. But to me, I felt like, hey man, every time the Spurs get the ball, the Knicks is like, if you miss it, we champions. If you miss that shot, we champions. Because nobody would take a shot.
No. That's exactly what it was. And because I halfway through the second quarter, you know what I mean, of game 5, I was like, yo, because that's when it started happening towards the end of the half.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, bro, I was like, they don't have confidence that they can make, because what it was is in that first quarter, the Knicks were bone dry, dog. They couldn't hit a bucket.
No bucket.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And San Antonio had an average quarter. They didn't do nothing spectacular. They had an average quarter. They were just hitting shots here and there. Mm-hmm. The Knicks couldn't hit nothing at all. I think they had like 11 points or 15 points or some shit like that in the first quarter, if I'm not mistaken, right? And in the second half, probably around mid-second half, they started getting their shots and it started sinking, and boom, a bucket here, a bucket there, right? Mm-hmm. At that point, the defense of the Knicks started getting a little more intense, and people were just passing around the ball on the Spurs. Like you said, nobody wanted to shoot it. And I was like, oh, they don't have the confidence they can maintain a lead, bruh.
That spot on. Yeah. And I
also once you blow a 29-point lead, bro.
Oh yeah,
you know
game 4, yeah.
You don't have any faith. Like once they go on like a 4-5, 6-0 run, 7-0 run, it's in the back of your head. Oh, they're about to do the same shit.
Yeah.
And now you can't make a basket, but they still making baskets?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And I think also creeping into the heads, man, just a little bit. Man, I don't want to be the one to miss the big shot. Like, we need all these shots to drop. You know, that kind of confident stuff, man, because, once again, the biggest barometer you could sit on for this entire series was the Spurs scored 76 points in the first half of Game 4. They scored 30 in the second half of Game 4. That right there is literally can crash your confidence. It just crushes you in several different ways, man. What is this crap? Oh, you talking about OG? Yeah. Hey, I forgot, man. OG come from T-Dub's team, the Raptors, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? He used to play for the Raptors, dog. Yeah, no, OG, hey, he was out there, man.
OG been around. OG been OG, bro.
Yeah, hey, man.
Hey,
he do got to fire. He got to fire, dog. He got to fire a name, dog. Your name is dog. OG, dog. Yeah. Go ahead.
That's his name. Damn, bro. I was gonna say something right now. I don't remember. I'll get back to it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I look. As far as looking at this Knicks team in the history, it's hard to not congratulate. I mean, 50 years is a long time, dog. 50 years is. Hell, I'm almost 50 years old, but you know it's a long time. You know what I'm saying? I'm an old cat, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
Shut your ass up, boy. Nah, but that's a long time for a franchise to go. And we've seen success during that time period. Obviously, they made it to the finals in 99. We've seen some good Knicks teams. And look, obviously, I keep it a buck, man. I am not a Knicks fan. I'm a Hawks fan, so you know I don't like the Knicks. Yeah. But one thing that we always try to make sure we put out there is the sport is bigger than any of the teams that sort of are in the sport. We like to watch
the Chargers. Fuck them, dog. Fuck them, bro. Fuck them and everybody they stand for, dog. Everybody else is cool, though.
Nah, but so when it comes to basketball, hey man, it's just look. I think when this is especially for me, if I'm coming into a series where my team they ain't playing, I'm looking at the two teams. I'm not a fan of either team. As you start watching these games, certain stuff starts taking place where you're like, man, I hope them fools lose just because of that. You know what I'm saying? And so
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah. No, and look, because we talked about it on here before. As far as when it comes to who we felt as though the NBA wanted to sit on top of the mountain at the end of the season, and who actually ended up sitting on top of the mountain at the end of the season. So, look, we saw the fouls, we saw the stuff. We talked at length about the pushing Brunson's head down or whatever. We saw the bow. He elbowed dude in the head against the Timberwolves they was playing.
Yeah.
Nas Reed didn't get suspended or fined afterwards or whatever. And so, that conversation, we saw he got the biggest foot in the entire NBA, dog. You can't miss that fool's foot standing right. And the only thing I'll say about that is we mentioned last show how much playoffs we watched. Matter of fact, we both probably watched more NBA basketball playoffs than we had in the previous seasons. I mean, at least every game we saw some of.
I probably haven't watched this much since you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, since your boy since your boy was out there, man. The most consistent call that we've seen in the entire playoffs, if they don't let if a shooter jumps up to shoot and you don't leave him enough room, they call it every time. It didn't matter who you thought the NBA was rooting for. If you did that, I mean, hell, Brunson had one they called on him when he was back was turned to the shooter. He jumped up and turned around and they called it on him. So
for not giving him enough space to land.
Yeah, not giving and look, the ultimate one, like I said, Wembanyama has the biggest foot in the NBA, dog. You can't miss that fool's foot standing. I mean, it was literally clearly. And then the very next play after that, Fox poked Bridges in the eye. That was blatant. It was big screen camera. and they didn't call that one neither. And at that time, I remember I messaged you, and I said, "Damn."
I think that one was a legitimate miss.
I think they eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
the ref was standing on
they
the other
legitimately missed that one.
Yeah,
But the Wemby one, bro, not only was the ref right there, but we also watched on the replay you looking down.
Yeah, when he looked down, is my foot back enough, far enough? So, and you know, look, shit gonna happen. Obviously, the NBA ain't gonna take a look at none of that shit. The finals is over, but I think sort of after those two fouls did not get called, I think because after those two fouls, the game got called fairly for the rest of the game, bro. Like literally for the rest of the game was called like, I was like, yo, is these the same refs? You know what I mean? And so I don't know if that changed sort of how they called the game after those two no calls. But like you said, that Wemby stepping up on the Brunson, dude, can you imagine if Brunson really would have hurt his ankle and been out for the rest of the series? Hey, you muted, Al. You muted.
But that goes back to all the controversy and bullshit everybody's been talking about with the refs all season. And who's officiating this last game? None other than Scott Foster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Scott Foster's been the one under the radar all season for fucking, you know what I'm saying, atrocious calls or atrocious calls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. So
but it doesn't take away from the fact of the New York Knicks were just a fire fucking team this season, dog.
Yeah. Man.
I think they gave an opportunity. I think they got the team they wanted to get there. There. Right?
Yep.
Which with that being the Spurs. And then I think they gave the opportunity to a team like the Knicks to get there. Not really thinking they probably had a chance, dog. And they came out and just smashed. And to the Knicks fans, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations. It's been almost like 50 fucking years or some shit like that.
53 years. 53.
Right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we seen the fucking the flashbacks of Spike Lee and Ben Stiller and you know all like the diehards and shit. Even though I can't stand Spike Lee, and now I can't probably stand him even more. You know what I mean? Because now he just has something to talk about. You know what I mean? But he probably gonna make a movie about this shit right here, dog. I guarantee you, about some kid growing up and now he's old and he watches Knicks win a champion. Watch. I promise you, dog.
Hey, man.
Hey, you know what I mean? But enjoy it. You know what I mean? Coming from a city of champions, you know, that's what we do out in LA. You know what I mean? Enjoy it. You know what I mean? Because I can assure you, after this shit, y'all will never be given the opportunity for a championship ever the fucking again. Because I knew y'all were gonna turn this bitch into Gotham City, but y'all turned this bitch into Gotham City before you even won. Y'all got one game in the finals, and you were like, "That's it, it's over, motherfucker!" Like, so, and y'all been burning the bitch down since. You know what I mean? So they ain't never giving y'all shit.
Shouts out, man, and big congratulations. Look, that's a long time. Like I said earlier, that's a long time to wait for a championship, bro. Especially when, you know, it's the Knicks. It's not like you know, the Knicks are always in basketball conversations, even when they ain't playing that good. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's the same thing as the key franchises in the league, like your boys, the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks. You talk about the
especially
Celtics.
when you're a squad that's had players, the Amari Stoudemires, the Carmelo Anthony's, Patrick Ewing's. You know what I mean? Like the list fucking goes on. And it still took this long to get you a dub.
I forget, because I meant to write this down. Hey, man.
He a piece of shit.
Mr. Knicks owner, how about you squash that beef with Charles Oakley and let that man back in that building, dog?
You feel me?
How about you squash that beef? But I know Dolan ain't watching this damn good show, but if you is,
well, right.
Let this cat come back, man. Hey, I just watched before we went live. I was sitting here, you know what I'm saying, waiting for the show, and Stephen A. got to talk to Oakley because Oakley was in Dallas. They you know, he could come, or in San Antonio, he could come in that building.
Yeah, because that's what Charles Barkley was even talking shit. He was like, oh, he gonna come down here. He's like, he's allowed down here.
Yeah. So But he still wasn't allowed in the Knicks little area in San Antonio, which is fucked up. So Stephen A. said he went over to him and talked to him after the game, and he said that as happy as Charles Oakley was to see his team hoist, he was incredibly hurt by certain things that have happened and whatever. And look, I don't know the details between him and Dolan, what the fuck they got into it about. I remember seeing it on Sports Center when he got escorted out of the arena. What was it, about 6-7 years ago? It's been a minute, I think.
Yeah, and I think he had like pulled a gun or some shit, dog. And...
Did he for real? Yeah. Okay, with the chill Charles Oakley, but still, that dude means a lot to this franchise. You can't sit up there and talk about Ewan, Starks, those cats without mentioning Charles Oakley, dog. You got to squash that.
I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. If Ron Artest is still allowed in Detroit and Indiana, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Charles Oakley is cool, bro. Yeah. If motherfucking damn, what's old boy that used to play, man? Damn, he's all over right now. He be on the podcast and shit. I can't even think of his name.
Who
but
he
he used to play for fucking damn, I can't think of it, man. Other cat used to go up against Mike all the time. He used to hold him down. Raspy voice cat. Fucking.
Oh man, hold on. Nah,
he be on the shows with Matt Barnes and shit and Stack. He be doing the fucking.
Oh, you talking about
I can't think of his name.
Oh, you talking about the dude that they be having on there with? He always got the stories.
Yeah. The one that Hakeem slapped the shit out of. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like, I can't think of his name. I don't know why, but you know what I mean? If he's allowed in Utah, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, dog.
You can't. Yeah. They need to squash that, man. Yeah. Couple final things. Obviously, look, I can give two damns about the handshake and shit. If you don't like the handshake and stuff, that's fine. I happen to like it. I remember I sat here in this very chair, in front of this very camera, and for me, shaking hands after a game is just respect, dog. If you kick my ass, I got to let you know, hey man, you kick my ass, good on you, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me. That's just me. A lot of people ain't like that. A lot of people are. But I sat here in January after the Bears beat, and I can't, you know me, I can't fucking stand the Bears, dog. And I gave them all the respect in the world for putting us out of the playoffs. They did that shit. Right. They deserved, I mean, you know what I'm saying? A team beat you. I feel like they deserve your respect. They just put that, they gave you an L, dog. Now, if you can come back and avenge that L, that's on you. That's part of what drives athletes and not only athletes, just people in certain situations like that. So, Vernon Maxwell. That's it. Yeah.
Vernon Maxwell. Thank you. That's what it is. Yeah, Vernon Maxwell can go to Utah. And motherfucking Charles Oakley can chill with his goddamn team that he put blood, sweat, and tears for, bro.
Vernon Maxwell, the funniest clips, old school basketball clips you're ever gonna find. But back to what I was talking about. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. If you're a sore loser, that's on you, right?
We talked about it with Carson Beck.
Yeah, exactly. And you know me, dog. You know how I always been. If whether we playing the game and you beat my ass, your team whoops my team's ass, I'm gonna give you your. You know what I'm talking about? Because I think that's just what I've always been known to do. That's what I've always seen. So if he didn't want to shake hands after the game, he just left the court. That's on him. I didn't agree with it. We'll see what the future of this cat. Like if he changes his ways, if anything. But what's your thoughts, dog?
So I stand there. I feel like there's two sides to this, right? I like the era where nobody was friends. You know what I get
you.
In
I
sports.
get you.
Where it was cool to have enemies in sports. You know what I'm saying? Fucking goddamn Jordan and Isaiah Thomas fucking still hate each other, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Charles Barkley and Charles Oakley fucking hate each other. Well, Charles Barkley not so much. Charles Oakley hates Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
And the list goes on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My thing is this, dog. If you want to be the cat who doesn't want to shake hands and doesn't want to be cool with everybody and wants to play this shit to the hardest, you know what I mean? And they're gonna frown upon you because you want to fucking take the All-Star game seriously and shit like that. I'm fine with that, dog.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. Not everybody's gonna like it, but I'm fine with it. However, here's the double side to that, okay? If that's how you're gonna be like that all the time.
Yeah.
Be like that all the time. Don't be like that only when you lose. Be like that when you win too. When you win, walk the fuck off the court too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel about it, dog. If you gonna be the cat who doesn't want to be bothered on bad days, don't be bothered on good days either. Don't be out here dancing and celebrating in these cats' faces when you got a dub. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because when they lost to OKC, he didn't do that.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
See, he didn't walk off the court. You
know what I mean? Like you was on OKC court, you know, crying, showing passion and emotion, which, like I said, I was fine with that. Mm-hmm. But you gotta be consistent, dog.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Be consistent with it. You know what I mean? If that's who you want to be, then be that all the fucking time.
Yeah. And look, man, we still understand that cat's 22. I mean, when I was 22, I was stupid. Right. Like I'll be honest with you right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dog. That's why I got kids.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So younger, he'll learn. I think he'll learn, and we'll see if that changes. Because look, man, when I think of basketball, and I think of them killers, and I think of them dudes that will put you out of there when it came time to do it. Kobe, Jordan, Shaq, them cats shook hands. When they lost, they all did that. They all said, you know what? I got to. I'm telling you, man, look, if somebody beats you, man, and it's not a nasty beat, like, you know what I mean by a clean ass whooping. Yeah. And look, as far as I'm concerned, that's what it was. I mean, we had some flagrants that didn't get called. We had some flagrants that did get called. But Mitch Robinson and what's his name both deserved the flagrant for pushing in the back when Cat was trying to do a layup. Remember that shit? Hart went up for the layup, got pushed, and then Wemby went up for the layup, got pushed. You got to call that. But then we see no call. I feel like the Knicks got a clean ass whooping. They pretty much, for the most part, they took their lumps. They were down by a bunch of points in some of them games, 29 in game 4. Came back and whooped ass cleanly. Right? Yes. When you have something like that, dog, I got to give you your respect. I got to tell you to your face, hey, man, good ball, dog. You played some good fucking ball in this series, man. Keep up the hard work. Now let me go back in the locker room and be mad and smash some shit.
I mean, and I feel you, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, look, man, if you want to be the cat who wants to walk off when you lose because you in your mind feel like you better, and then when you come back and you win, do the same shit because you know you better. Mm-hmm. But when you like that, if that's who you choose to be and you be like that, don't expect to be around, bruh. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like don't think you're gonna make the All-Star games. Don't think you're gonna make the Olympic teams. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna fall to you. You know what I mean? When it comes to contract negotiations, because if you an asshole, bruh, nobody wants you around, dog.
Yeah.
Or you're just going to be passed around a lot, regardless of how much talent you have or not. Yeah. So, like you said, man, 22 years old, that's probably a mistake, probably an emotional mistake. Obviously, he's passionate, but you have to keep your composure, bro. You had a lot of situations this year that regular cats don't get, dog. The flagrant foul's not called, the fine's not being given, you know, the suspension's not being handed out. Regular cats don't get that shit, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Here's one more thing, not to cut you off. If you gonna walk off the court like that, bro, you can't be out here bricking free throws that could have tied the game. See what I'm saying? Remember, he had free throws at the end that could, 2 of them. You can't do that and then just walk off the court. Yeah, you feel me? Because it really, to me, I was like, okay. And again, we ain't gonna stay on that one too much longer because if that's the way he wants to be, we'll see how the future goes.
And I'll say it, this is the last thing I say, and it's like you can't even say it's because you had a bad game, because Stephon Castle, rookie, didn't have his first bucket until 5 minutes left in the 4th. Okay, still out there shook hands with everybody before he hit that locker room, bro. Yeah, so you have to keep that composure. You have to get it together, especially if you're going to be the face of the NBA. Now, LeBron did it. LeBron did it one time, and he got criticized for it. You know what I mean? 20 years later, we're not really talking about it, though.
Yeah.
Why? Because
he
hasn't done it again.
Yeah.
Okay. So you change, you make mistakes, you learn, you change. Or you end up like Dylan Brooks, and in about 5 years, nobody going to remember you, dog.
Man, Dylan Brooks going to retire and still be just... LeBron going to be retired, and he going to be calling games on something.
This motherfucker going to be front row iced out at LeBron's retirement, bro.
If he is, and I hope he is now, just because I just imagine it since you said it, I hope he is, dog. Just a couple thoughts as we wrap this up. The season's done with. We will be back for show next Tuesday for the draft. You know what I'm saying? The NBA draft got to. Yeah. Couple thoughts, man. And as far as the way we talk sports on this show, we deal with the facts. We go with statistics and things of that nature. We also, what you won't find on like television is we actually give some real feelings about how we feel about shit. If I feel something might be rigged out there so somebody can win $100, I'm going to tell you I felt like that shit was rigged. I might not be right. We ain't out here saying come to us for, the concrete evidence of anything. Right. But all we telling you is this is how we feel about the sport. One thing I'll say as this season finishes, NBA, get it together. Get it together. Because when I saw that big-ass foot out there up under Brunson and no foul was called, the first thing that clicked in my mind was, we know y'all won another game in the finals. You ain't getting it. Stop. They tried their best.
There's other ways to get it. Yeah. Don't let nobody get hurt trying to get it.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You tried. They tried their best. And again, like I said, after that second foul when Bridges got poked in the eye by Fox, and again that was a hard one to catch, but still when the camera replay, it was blatant. It was like.
Oh yeah, he fucking Captain Insano, bro.
Yeah. I told you after that the officiating seemed to have changed to where it was being called rather fucking fairly for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Be careful, y'all. We look. I don't care what side of the thing you stand on. If you look at this playoffs in its entirety, Wembanyama got away with some shit, and I ain't afraid to tell whoever in the face that he got away with some stuff. Right? We both agree on that. Man, we saw. Go ahead.
I can tell you like this: if and we all watch the same fucking playoffs, okay? Yeah. If the fucking playoffs were called from front to end on a fair note, we may not even have seen the San Antonio Spurs in the fucking playoffs.
Nope.
Okay? Because teams got cheated out with OKC. Teams got cheated out with San Antonio. So if they would have called it straight to begin with, we may have had a whole different playoff series to begin with. You know what I mean? So, yeah, bro.
Not from the Eastern Conference. I think that shit, because
I think that shit was gonna wrap itself up.
I can't think of a time watching any of the Eastern Conference playoff games that I thought, damn, they getting darn dirty on the calls. Like I ain't get to see that. Wemby got away with it. He said Raptors fan, he loved Wemby. He did, man. He did. And not to harp too much on that, man. I just wanted to say, NBA, man, watch yourself, dog. You can't. If you want two teams to end up in the final, you can't make it that blatant, man. And to round it out, man, I'm gonna ask you, and sort of your final thoughts on this season, and your final thoughts on the Lakers this season, and what you might see, in the immediate future or whatever for your squad, bro.
All right, man. As far as the season goes, started very hopeful. Ended in a disappointment due to injuries. They probably made it farther. You know what I mean? Whole lot farther than I thought they would have.
Hey, if we had an award in the show, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, if we had the Hart Award, obviously, you see Brunson, but y'all boys losing 2. You talking about y'all lost fucking 70 points.
Yeah.
When Luka and what's
a week before the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, y'all lost 70 points per game, basically. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that's exactly how our season was. You know what I mean? And they still fought to the end. It was a disappointment, not in the team, but just in the overall outcome. You know what I mean? Because we were bound for a little bit more than that. I can't say we would have hoisted the chip. You know what I mean? But we were definitely bound for a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some major changes in the offseason. regardless of how I feel about him or not, I really do think LeBron's gonna move on. You know what I mean? If he does move on, it'll probably be a guarantee that they're gonna cut Bronny as well. You know what I'm saying? But I do think it's time for a little bit of change. You know, get what let him move on, open up some cap space, do what we can do. You know, start moving towards the future. While we still got Luka, Austin Reeves is young. You know, fuck it, we still got Luke Kennard, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Kennard, dog. You know what I mean?
We're gonna take it back to the Kennard Center next year, and everybody gonna be healthy. There it is, baby. You know what I mean? We're gonna take it back to the Kennard Center next year, and we're gonna run it back, bro.
Oh shit! I feel you, man. I feel you. We'll wait and see with that. Obviously, I feel like we're gonna see a lot of good movement this week. Matter of fact, earlier today I heard somebody say something about Giannis might get moved before the draft on Tuesday. So obviously we're gonna keep tabs on that one. And that's probably that's probably I believe that. When you hear Giannis might get moved before the draft, it's about time. We've been talking about that shit. He's done with Milwaukee and things of that nature. As far as me, man, look, as a Hawks fan, bro, boy, you can't ask for nothing better than this season. After the All-Star break, we traded away Trae Young, and I remember when that happened, I was thinking, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Sent him to Washington, got CJ in return, got I can't remember the other cat's name in return, man. Anyway, didn't know what to expect, right? Me and you had this, we talked about it for a couple months before it happened. We started this show, you know what I'm saying? Instant Replay Hoops, decided to keep it going after football season was over with. And the Hawks started playing basketball, dog. They started. I mean, the second half of the season, they killed it. They played themselves into the 6th seed in the playoffs when they had been a play-in team the last 3-4 seasons, right? Didn't expect it at all. They were balling. Everybody was, you know, saying get nice defensive plays. Obviously, when we ran up against the squads that, you know, we ran up against the Rockets. I think after the All-Star break, our first loss came against the Rockets. They clapped clapped us, dog. Then we had one game against the Knicks in that run where the Knicks beat us by a couple points. They came down to Atlanta, clapped us. But overall, look, dog, we was playing with house money. Get to the playoffs, first round against the Knicks in New York, go down there, lose game 1, win game 2, and come back to the ATL and win game 3, bro. Now after that, the Knicks kind of woke up and was like, y'all ain't that good. We gonna go ahead and let y'all know. And they let us know real quick we wasn't by beating us by 40 for like the rest of the series. So
y'all were tripping, dog.
Yeah, they said, hey man. No, you know what they probably said? Hey, thanks for that wake-up call, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
thanks
bro.
for letting us know we ain't playing.
They hit you with one of them Kobe's, bro. Like, hey, good game, young fella.
Yeah. Knicks literally told the Hawks, good game, young fella. Appreciate you. And, you know, then our season was over with. By no stretch at the beginning of the season did I think the Hawks was going to be in this thing like that. So as far as the future goes, I've seen I don't even right now I ain't paying attention to no draft speculation when it comes to the fucking Hawks because
only team to put up 2 against the Knicks.
Yeah, the only team to beat the Knicks twice. Matter of fact, if they had swept the Spurs, we would have been. That's why I keep saying we the second best team in the NBA, baby. We the only team to beat the champs.
Yeah, because if they would have swept the Spurs, y'all would have been the only team that beat them in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, and look, I mean, both those games we only won by 1 point, but a dub is a dub.
A dub is a dub, bro. Championships have been won off 1 point.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they have. Yeah, dog. So you know, as far as this next week comes up to the draft, I ain't paying attention to none of that Hawk shit because. Bro, you wouldn't believe the trades I done seen motherfuckers talk about. Man, I heard the Hawks about to trade Jalen Johnson. And then shut up, fool. We ain't doing all that. Because we got this.
They gonna trade CJ for fucking 2 first rounds in the State Farm Arena. Right?
Yeah, like, hold up. CJ ain't getting to. Yeah, nah, it's crazy. But we got the 8th pick and the 23rd pick in the first round next Tuesday. Okay. So that's some trade. I'm sure they probably still is shopping them picks because they probably want to get a higher pick. But I ain't going to listen to none of that till we see the draft. After the draft, me and you both will have a better, you know what I'm saying, sort of grip on like what our teams might be looking forward to doing in the future, man. So we'll see what happens with that.
It's going to be a fire one, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So I'll say this. if you go and seeing as the season has come to, it's complete now. The 2025-22 season is complete. If my Hawks couldn't win it and your boys couldn't win it, I have no problem with seeing a franchise that has suffered like the Knicks for 50 years hoisting, dog. I ain't got no problem seeing that happen, even though, once again, I don't like the Knicks because I'm an Eastern Conference, but I can respect them. And look, man, remember at the beginning of the series, we was like, man, how the hell are they going to stop Wemby? They showed us. Tire that cat out. That's another I think another thing we didn't talk about enough. You was talking about, the Wemby's fourth quarter, he didn't get no breaks like normal. The whole playoffs he was getting, he had just like Brunson and the other players on teams, they have a customary rest that they hit right at the end of the third to about 10 minutes left in the fourth, and then they come back in and finish the game. He wasn't getting that.
That's because they hadn't ran into a team like the Knicks who have two big men who they could rotate back and forth that put up solid numbers. Mitch Robinson's horrible from the free throw line, but he gives you defense, rebounds, and he'll give you about 7-8 off the bench.
He snatched them boards, dog. Hey, remember the last one he snatched against Wemby and threw it out? I said, man, Wemby, that's another one. Wemby, you're going to have to add about 10, bro. You're going to have to add about 10 because he can't move nobody in the paint, man.
Because you body cats like Chet, which I appreciate, Wemby. Highly appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Forever grateful. But when I watched on like 3-4 occasions, bro, he tried to body up Mitch Robinson and Cat, and it went nowhere, bro. Like,
can't move it.
Immovable object, dog. Mm-hmm. And I was like, damn, bro. And it forced him to do like a little, dirt fadeaway type shot, And
sometimes it hit, sometimes it didn't.
And so, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so, hey, he knows what he has. I mean, shit. Look, I mean, Cat had to learn in Minnesota and go to New York before he got one. You know what I'm saying? So he's young. He's gonna have other opportunities. I'm sure he's gonna have other opportunities. The squad is fire, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
Harper. Ooh,
You know what I mean? Dylan Harper, bro. That was probably out of the series. That's probably. Outside of Wemby, bro, that was probably the most consistent in the entire series was Dylan Harper. Yeah. And that was another rookie. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, fucking out there balling, bro. Holding it down, doing what he can. You know what I'm saying? So, and fatigue did play a factor with Stephon Castle, bro, because when you out there having to guard Jalen Brunson the whole time, you haven't had a break like he had for the week, you're going to be tired, dog.
Yeah. And also the Knicks, they are older than the Spurs in every possible way. Every single player that will match up against a player from the Spurs, they're older than him. The Knicks, the experience, another thing is also we understand when to push it and we understand when to rest it. You know what I'm talking about? In games, they get down by 10 points. That ain't time to panic. I mean, shit. I mean, they were down by 29 and it wasn't time to panic for them cats. I don't even know what to say about that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? That's great. Right. But, yeah, man, that about does it, man. For the season, obviously, I forgot to mention, the Hawks coach Quinn Snyder got extended last week. You know what I'm saying? Put a couple more years on my man's contract, so they like what he did. Quinn Snyder, I want to know why you still didn't play Ricochet and them boys in the playoffs, man. You got to let me know. Or if they was trash, let me know they was trash. If they weren't practicing right, tell me they wasn't practicing right. I just don't want to know why these cats were just on the bench, man. They were just on the bench, dog. You're just like, man.
Just chilling, just kicking it, bro.
Yeah, man. While we getting clapped by 40 by the Knicks, man. Them cats could have came in and put up 7 or something. You know what I mean? One of them cats might have threw up 8 points, man. Might have made it,
bro.
32 instead of 40. You know what I mean? But anyway, y'all, man, we appreciate y'all. And like I said, we'll be back next Tuesday for the NBA draft, which I think it starts at 8 p.m. We'll try to start this thing up a little early and see who picking who, man. See what we doing. See if the Hawks try to trade up into the top 4 to try to get one of them studs that's waiting there. Them cats.
Hopefully LeBron traded by then.
Hey, how many years he got left though? As far as his
too fucking many.
Too many. Oh,
nah. I think if he's not a free agent this year, he has 1 year left.
Okay, yeah.
But he has a no trade clause in his shit.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
So he has to leave.
Any player on that certain level, they always gonna have one of those because they don't want them fools.
Why?
They don't want them
trade them.
I think he gone. I think he going. Like I said, I think he might go back to Cleveland, finish out the career there. That's what I would do.
Care, dog.
You know what I
mean? He can go to Washington. I don't give a fuck.
That fool ain't going to Washington. No. if LeBron James go to Washington, I might get on a plane and just to fly there to be like, fool, why you do that? You know what I'm saying? I just want to know why. Why you go to Washington, dog? You know what I'm saying? Hey, who knows, man? That's what Trae Young.
I came out here because I was reading a lot of books. You know what I mean? And I seen. Shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next Tuesday, man. Y'all take it easy and y'all be real. Peace out.